Hello and welcome to another episode of Inscription. If you like watching the videos, please consider dropping a like and a subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Thank you. So we're taking the geck deck and we are going to pick the cockroach. And what else? Well, you know, we like the direwolf. So the direwolf, we can summon it pretty well if we do well. We have a merge coming up, so the cockroach is a good choice to start with. We take the cockroach and we put it onto the geck. It's a very decent start, actually. It's pretty good. No manipulation. We don't do manipulation, and we don't take advantage of the bare hand mechanic. We just try to play as intended. So this is basically how the start deck is going to work right now. We have the ability to summon everything that we draw, and the direwolf can now come out and the geck can come back to the field. It's 5 damage straight off. Nice. Turn 1. We're going to take some damage, but because we don't have squirrels that can block damage anymore because they dive underwater, right? We can use the geck effectively here to just keep blocking damage as well. So it's got like a really good double use. So it took 3 turns because they dealt some damage back, but we got a win here. We got a win there. Okay, so go for the mystery card now. Yes, go for the mystery card. So we actually like the direwolf pup in general, so I think we're going to take that. And then we move up to another merge. It's another merge. Now it's a bit harder to decide on what we want, but we don't want to lose any of our free summon cards from our deck, so what we're going to do is put the direwolf pup onto the tadpole there. And we want to go for the fireplace. So we're going to go to the right, and we have a battle. We always seem to ignore the totems anyway. It always catches us because we literally never pay attention to it. We got rid of all our cards successfully, so summoning the direwolf turn 1 is still a thing. We didn't get our geck this time round, but our deck is full of free summon cards, and we know that the geck is the last one. Here, let's go. Grab the geck, there you go. Better than a squirrel, so actually has 1 damage. And we got a win. Nice. Nice and easy, straightforward. It'd be nice if we could keep this flow going for the whole video, but, you know, the game likes to just give you more and more cards all the time, so we'll see. Okay, we take the pronghorn. Yes, because extra damage. We need to be able to summon things with what we got in our deck, and we do go for the fireplace there. Right, okay, so again, 2 HP. Now, the geck is like super awesome right now, but he does increase people's attack power by 1 because of the annoying sigil. But outside of that, like, more defense is actually gonna pay off in the long run. We want to keep that geck on the field if we can. Now, we could summon the direwolf if we grabbed our squirrel, or if we waited an extra turn, but we got the pronghorn in anyway. Need to kill the wolf pup, so we placed it to the left of there so we would move over and take out the wolf pup. Okay, so we play our geck, and we end our turn. He's going to block some damage coming down with the other wolf. He's got 4 attack power when the geck's in front of him, look, so okay, pronghorn's in the corner this turn. Probably, we wanted to move this along quicker, we could just grab the squirrel, but we very, very rarely use the items on the side of the field, which usually bites us in the ass anyway, right? So, played our geck, got aqua squirrel and tadpole now. Okay, gonna just wipe the field, I think. There we go. So we always have this thing where if we start sacrificing things, we feel like we can't like change our mind on that, but if you notice it, if you actually just tap the card again, it does unselect it from sacrificing, so you're not locked in once you click on something. So we take a Wolverine. Now, you know me with bone cards, I usually just tend to not summon them because I don't pay attention to how many bones we actually have, but this deck should work really well. We're going to gain 1 attack on our geck at the fireplace. Like, more fireplaces along the way would have been good for us. Now, not using our squirrel has forced us to get a pack rat. Not a big problem, but like, we try to avoid filling our deck with cards, but obviously we don't pay attention to what is coming up ahead, and we don't use our items up just for the sake of getting new ones, better ones, right? Okay, so Prospector, and we got the rat, so we use our squirrel so we can summon the rat down. This generally is how we always use it. Okay, we got bone tokens in the bone bank, and 2 damage directly. We'll take 2 damage from the coyote to negate my damage. It's going to move in front of the rat. We played it this way on purpose. We have the Wolverine. We do have the bone bank, but we kind of want to get through the whole phase. With putting as little cards down as possible, so we're going to just stick with the pack rat doing his job. We got the geck now. It's going to come back to our hand if it turns into a nugget anyway, so that's going to help us out. Dealt a little bit of direct damage. We drew the pronghorn. Like I said, we're trying not to summon, but you know, kind of need to. Well, the geck will get killed by the wolf, but then we'll be able to replay the geck to kill the wolf again. But we'll have to see where it goes. Yeah, let's just end that there. Okay, so geck is dead. And we draw the direwolf. We'll end our turn again. Could have played the geck. Get rid of the wolf, but we beat him anyway, so the wolf's gonna disappear. There's our nuggets. Gold! I've struck gold! I was gonna do the voice for this, that's why I left the wording in on the bosses. But I was talking through the last one. Okay, right. Got the geck down to kill the wolf, like we said we would. Boom, down. And the bloodhound will kill the nugget, because that's what he's actually for. We keep forgetting that we have to draw cards, because we're like, but I've got enough cards in my hand. Do I really need to draw a card? I don't feel like I need to draw a card. Play all sacrifices, draws the bloodhound back to the middle. This is because we forget that the bloodhound is going to follow our card wherever we place one. We've got enough to play. It's telling me again, look, a second turn in a row. I usually cut these things out, but I thought it'd be funny to just leave it in and comment about how bad I am at playing the game, actually. Editing the videos down can make me look a lot better at playing the game than I am, so... Right, the Wolverine kills the mule. Mule is finally gone. My mule and her pack! Okay, right. Pronghorn and dire wolf combination equals the win. Boom! Taken down the Prospector. Okay, let's see what's in the box. We have a mole, a beaver, and a tadpole. I know someone who would say, take the beaver. If you're watching the live stream version of this, then you probably have that person saying take the beaver, because he just loves the beaver. I don't know why. I think he just wants to torture us. But hey, we take the mystery card. Bloodhound this time, and do we want to get rid of a card? Yeah, we do. We want to get rid of a card, so we go to the left and we can play a card on the altar. We get rid of the pronghorn. It's actually a decent card for merging onto something else. Suppose should have really got rid of the bloodhound. So then I suppose we've cut all that out, right? We actually checked something. Somebody wanted to see what skulls we were on. So we like went through the menus. They were talking about unlocking more skulls. I was like, but there's only like 14. They're like, no, there's a 15th skull. But the game doesn't actually show you that there's 15 skulls to unlock, so don't quite know. We didn't quite get there. We're on bears at the moment. So he's got double ants. This is usually a tough situation to get through, but we can actually summon some decently strong cards. We play the direwolf down to block one of the ant damage, place the geck down to block another one. There is a third ant coming down, but we do one-shot him right there, so that's actually pretty decent. Could have gone way worse. I think we want the fireplace, so we go to the right. We have, usually go for insects here, got a flying ant. It's not too bad. And at the fireplace, we could use this to get rid of a card, to be honest with you. Extra HP, not really sure what we care about, like give it more defense to. But we just make the rabbit stronger since it gives them +1 damage anyway. We might want to keep it for blocking some damage at some point. Could have just double rolled to see if we could get rid of a card there, to be honest with you. Then if it didn't, we would have ended up with a decently strong card. So we play the geck, and we end our turn. The geck has now got 2 damage on it, so it's not a terrible start, to be honest with you. The rattler comes down, gets +1 damage, just one shots the geck. So now we get our extra turn to draw a third card. We have direwolf coming in. So I would place it in front of the frog, but he's not going to roll his damage up to the card behind, which is the adder, so we don't want the adder to roll down and just one-shot our direwolf, so we place it in front of the rattler, and then we play the geck to kill the bullfrog. Because we'll get it back anyway. So, kill the bullfrog, and the rattler gets some damage directly. Coyote and adder comes down. Adder one-shots the geck, because, you know, it's going to one-shot pretty much everything. Play a squirrel, play the geck, get the bloodhound in to attack the coyote, play the geck in front of the adder, and keep just... Like, I actually really like geck, as I'd rank geck as one of my favourite cards in the deck, especially if you can get the cockroach sigil on it. Now we actually finally have enough bone tokens to draw the Wolverine and play him on the field. This helps us to gain some bones for buying at the trader, but you know, usually there wasn't really a need to summon it, but usually we don't have the bones to summon the bone cards. That's why we don't usually worry. Okay, we actually want to gain a card here because it will give you a strong card with a bunch of sigils on it. So we take the sigil bonus, we get it with the first card drawn, the 4 sigils, the 4 sigil tadpole, and we get a fecundancy mouse, which is actually OP. It's like a super OP card. Right, we're gonna put Pack Rat onto our rabbit because it's a free summon to get a free item now. There we go, and he's got 3 defense. Who'd have thought? All the threes! We're moving up to our next battle. It's got reflect damage on bugs. It's probably going to be a bunch of ants again. That's usually the case. It's kind of like one of the harder... There's 2 really hard ones to deal with early game, and that's like the ants or the birds. If he's going to summon like 3 birds on turn 1, it's going to be super hard for us to get through. So we play our 2 cards and we put down the field mouse. It gives us another field mouse to our hand. The field mouse also has the beehive, so when he blocks damage, we should have placed him in the middle so that he would block the mantis, but we weren't paying that much attention. We also wanted it to kill the mantis this turn, so kind of, you know, I don't know, didn't really think that far ahead. We play the second mouse and then replay the geck for extra damage. And now when we take the reflect damage, we actually gain the bees. Not that we need them, because, you know, we're ahead. Okay, we're equal on damage now. We have a way of getting rid of all of this. The direwolf. The direwolf does win this, but we've already got the damage on the field. We're going to transfer 4 damage off the field for 4 damage. Okay, we play him there to kill the bee. I mean, we could just go straight for the win, but we like to torture ourselves, I guess. We're going to replay the geck, which is a win anyway. Like, some of this, we could have just, like, ended our turn and won, but we had to go the backwards route about getting it done, like, so who knows. This way we got our 5 damage and a few extra teeth as well. Up to the mystery card now. We got a decent bunch of runs in front of us. Okay, so corpse maggots is an option here. We like the corpse maggots, so we take that, and we can duplicate a card at Goobert. We love the geck, so let's duplicate the geck. We get a beaver geck instead of the unkillable, so this basically gave us a card that we have no interest in using now, to be honest with you. So we merged the tadpole. We should have really merged the geck, because it would then put the unkillable sigil on the actual beaver dams, and they would have actually returned to our hand, giving us some free blocking cards later, but we can't use them to summon with, so kinda doesn't help a lot. You bring fish. Easy choice. I wanted to do the voices for these guys, but I keep talking over it. What am I doing? Okay, right. Geck. We got our geck and a wolverine, which we can't summon, unless we use our bone bank. There we go. But the geck is... the geck is a beaver geck, so we kind of want to block it from making those. Okay, we get 3 damage. Halfway there. Kingfisher's got 2. Attacks directly. So... puts us back on even footing. We play a squirrel to block him from summoning. Once he takes it, there we go, and then the other one pushes it along, and it blocks both of his cards from coming on. And we draw from the deck. We got corpse maggots. It's okay, but nothing else we can do right now, so we end our turn. Kingfisher does 1 damage back. We can end our turn to go straight for a win here. Get an aqua squirrel, place that down, just to draw his hook and block a summon if need be. But as I said, we had already won. Our squirrel actually goes to the discard pile from his side of the field. It doesn't just let you have it, so we're going to trade everything off now for the direwolf. We always do this. We move our damage from in front of the buckets to a space that we leave for fighting the... we just end our turn. Yeah, just end our turn. Don't really need to mess around. We don't have any flyers, so we can't ignore the buckets. Alright, the angler was beaten. The direwolf's really good for like one-shotting phases. Okay, from the prize list we go for the cuckoo. I think it's a really strong card if we can merge it just right. And there we go, second boss is done. We move on to the forest. We go for another random chance card with the cave beast. And bones or sigils or hearts. We want a card, so we're going to go for the sigil this time. And we have the tadpole again, like immediately wins the sigil game. Okay, oh, nice corpse maggots there that duplicates itself. That's just insane. Okay, right. Go for the pack rat. We actually have a space. So we take a squirrel. Nice. We don't get a second pack rat there. We want to go for a merge. So we're going to turn to the left. Take this totem battle. He has the Wolverine ability where he gains power every time he destroys a card with his attacks. We have the moose buck, the cuckoo, and a squirrel. Right, so the cuckoo comes down. Broken egg blocks all the damage. Nice. That's what we like to see. Don't have the ability to summon. the maggots, but that's not really their purpose. We draw the direwolf, and we grab a squirrel. We can play the squirrel down in front of some damage that's going to appear, and then the corpse maggots jumps in front. There we go. Okay, we grab another squirrel. Want to build up enough so that we can get a direwolf in. We also don't want to waste the fact that the corpse maggot already kills the elk. We can just wait another turn. We have 2 aqua squirrels now. I think we're going to probably merge out the corpse maggots. Yeah. We go for the direwolf. We want to keep the mole man in front of the direwolf pup as long as possible. That's why we placed it directly in front of the mole man. It would just move to block our damage anyway. We can block the next summon by moving a geck down, which will get the mole in. We completely forget that the direwolf is gonna take a second turn and kill it. The corpse maggots replaces the geck that we summoned. We got beaten. We play the geck again, and basically we can just end our turn there. Nice extra bones. So that you could probably see this deck is pretty overpowered. We can summon everything we want when we want. We don't really get tripped up or like stuck not being able to summon. We take the mealworm there. Just an easy card to summon. It's a decent ability as well. It does really kind of just screw up some of our stuff. Oh, we throw corpse maggots onto the direwolf. That makes summoning that guy a lot easier. We can now just block damage with the geck, and we get a direwolf to replace it instead. So, oh, one shot beasts here. There we go. We do our cuckoo and our geck. Don't really want to use the geck to summon the cuckoo though. We get a pair of scissors with the rabbit, and we play the cuckoo to block damage. Yes. Get a broken egg. You play the geck. We get 1 dam, which has the annoyance sigil on it. We have the mole man. Okay, cool. Corpse maggots now. So the cuckoo's going to attack directly, and so is the geck. Oh wait, no, the mole man jumps. It blocks another mole, to be honest with you. Not much we could have done about that. So we draw from our deck. Oh, we have the Wolverine now, it's not bad. But we haven't got enough bones to summon anything. So we end our turn. Okay, the elk should evolve. Should one-shot the dam. Get our corpse maggots out, duplicates itself. We draw from our deck a flying ant. We just end our turn for now. We've killed the big mole man, and we've done enough damage directly to just pass the whole phase now. Going for another merge. We like to keep the cards in our deck down. We do have to pick a new card. The Warren, actually very good for helping us summon the strongest stuff in our deck. And can merge away something we don't want. The Wolverine onto the Bloodhound. I don't think that's a bad choice there. We can actually summon the Bloodhound easier, and it actually follows enemies. So if it gets a kill, it gets stronger anyway. So, okay, double attack beasts. Let's see what he gets. He's got an elk, and we've got the direwolf and an aqua squirrel. Problem is, we have to use the aqua squirrel to get the Warren. Gives us rabbit. Play the rabbit, and then we can't actually summon the direwolf. We end our turn, and the bull kills, and then attacks. Direwolf jumps to the field. Then we play the aqua squirrel, get the bloodhound down in front of the bull. End our turn, kill the rabbit, attack again, kills the bull, gains +1 attack power. It's too little too late now, Leshy. You can't really block our damage. Bang, bang, bang. A nice 7 damage straight at him. Take the win. See the direwolf, we went from a situation where we couldn't summon the direwolf to just block damage with a basic summon creature and just swap it for the direwolf. Way better. We take the raven egg. and we have the ability to sacrifice something. Like to keep the cards in our deck down. We have no use for the flying ants, so we get rid of that. Take the bone token. Up to another fireplace. Okay, +1 attack. We are gonna throw our cuckoo in. We like to throw the cuckoo in for +1 attack because if it does spawn a raven egg, it then basically equals out the damage. So the raven will attack for 2 damage, and then the cuckoo will attack for 2 damage to even it out. So if we do happen to summon a raven egg, we can actually just still block the damage out. So onto the trader. Again, talking through the trader's through the words and not getting to do the voice for it. I'm so terrible at getting this right. So we play our field mouse. It's going to keep moving to the left. Sadly, it takes reflect damage, so that's kind of like gonna hinder us a little bit, but we get the bees out of the mice every time they take the reflect damage as well, so kind of helps us out a little bit when coming to summon for later turns. I'm going to play the bees in front of the traps as well, so that we just convert them straight into wolf pelts. So our damage takes the leaping trap, get killed by the next one. That's a bit early for what we wanted. We now have the rabbit. We also have the other field mouse available, so we can actually just continue from where the last one left off. Nice and easy. Kill this one. We want to keep the frog on the back row for an extra turn, so we didn't play anything there to get a pelt from. We had no option but to release the raven. We get 2 damage, and we could have probably played some of our turns a little better. Let's try to lost proof our turn. Could just play better, to be honest with you. We had better options, and we haven't done them. We could have done them earlier to just free up some cards on the field. Use the Bloodhound to try to knock down the Raven before he beats us. We need 1 extra damage though, so we play a bee on the left. That's 1 extra damage we needed. So Raven hits for 2. Got the Warren. Gonna trade the bee out for the Warren. Got a rabbit. And that's it. The Bloodhound actually gets reflect damage from the snake, which will kill the Bloodhound. And then it's traded out for a corpse bagger that duplicates itself. We now finally have our geck in our hand, but we've opened him up for taking damage now. Take the geck. The corpse bagger's gonna get killed by the adder, but it duplicated itself, so we get another one to replace it. And then, even though it's got 2 health, it instantly dies because of the reflect damage. Then our direwolf jumps to the field. And the combination, it looked like it was pretty dire, but the combination of what we kept in our hand and what we didn't place on the field is now starting to actually really work in our favour. So we're going to now get our pelts because we're probably going to take the win this turn. So yeah, our direwolf is definitely going to take the win this turn. We got rid of all the traps for pelts. I mean, we could have played and got rid of some of those traps and freed up space for doing damage earlier. It was a bit risky, and we had some cards to get us out of trouble and some extra items to get us out of trouble anyway, so it wasn't really something we needed to worry about too much. We take the entire front row, we got an extra pelt, we take another direwolf for ourselves, our egg hatches, and we get the raven. We again forget that we need to grab a card at the start of the turn before we play cards. Play our geck, play the other geck now, but we got enough tokens for a rattler. We actually got more than enough tokens to summon multiple rattlers, but hey, Doesn't matter, we take the first turn win. We already had enough damage to win straight away, but we like to just gain some extra teeth if we get the opportunity to. What's in the box this time? Okay. Adder is actually pretty good. We use it the same way he used it, by putting reflect damage on it, buffing up its defense, and it'll just one-shot anything that hits it in the first place, just opening up every space in front of it. And we then go for merge, get rid of some cards from our deck, merge the adder onto the cuckoo. It's not going to be beneficial anywhere we put it, but we want to just get rid of cards that we don't really want to actually go out of our way to summon, so just freeing the deck up for some extra space. Okay. I should have done Leshy's voice. Just completely forgot. We were doing voices in this one. I suppose you guys ain't getting the voices at all. Okay, it's terrible. Right, we're gonna play the aqua squirrel. Get our cuckoo down to block the damage. Nice. I like it when we play the cuckoo and we just like never get like a raven egg like at all through the whole run. So now we have a Warren, a Geck, corpse maggots. It's not looking too bad for being able to summon cards that we need. We always forget the mole man moves. Our corpse maggots are going to replace the nuggets, which is not too bad. We actually get to keep our field with damage. We're going to get rid of the mole man. And then we're going to pull a tooth. We need to be able to do 1 damage here, so there we go. I think he scoops the whole back row and just resets. Yep, there we go, nice. All those mantis were going to really cause us some grief. Swap the mealworm out for a field mouse. It gains +2 defense. And then we can swap the corpse maggots for Warren, play the rabbit, get a second mouse out, and end our turn. 4 damage, turn 1, it's not bad. Both the mice are going to move. Time for the angler to come in and be annoying. So we take 1 damage. We grab a squirrel, move the squirrel to the left. We actually just waiting out to try and get through. Our 1 mouse dies, we get a B. So at least we get something out of each mouse that dies this way round. We can play the rabbit from our deck. Gives us an item. Oh yes, perfect. We got a magnifying glass, so we can grab the geck from our deck. We play that in front of Tamara so that we can kill her. 1 damage directly by the bee. We don't pay attention to Tamara's ability, which is to drop. It's to drop a lizard tail and move out of the way of damage. So that blocks us from killing that one that turn. It's kind of like we get to the end of this run and it gets kind of iffy. We don't draw any of the cards in the order we need them, or when we need them. Trader is now allowing us to take a card, but it does mean that he has filled his side of the field with some extra cards that are taking their places. It's cleared my whole side of the field. We take 1 damage, and now we drew the direwolf. Okay, it's almost like everything's starting to fall into place now. We can kill Tamara, and we can play a bee. We can get our direwolf down. I'm gonna place it in front of Tamara because it's gonna clear both spots there. Get our geck and put it in the empty spot. Need to like negate the 2 damage that's coming towards us. Could have just killed David as well, but that's all the damage we needed. Pushes us through to the final. Leshy is placing the moon down. Okay, so What have we got that deals with the moon now? Other than slowly poking it with all our beasts? Unkillable geck. Unkillable geck literally means that the moon can't beat us. We don't want to replay the geck because the annoying sigil is going to make the moon do more damage. So we're going to just wait it out, fill our hand up, and play the Kraken. Just got to wait until all of our cards that are currently on the field go down. Or we get impatient, we play the egg. We end our turn. Some 28 health now, so we're not doing too bad. We got the ravens out. And that's the first creature killed. Got one more turn. There we go. It's only the direwolf, so direwolf's gonna die this turn, so we might as well play some extra damage on the field. So with the power geck, like, we basically can't lose. We can just keep playing it back down every time the moon kills it, do 2 damage. It's a bit of a slow fight, but you know, it's always gonna win. And if you don't play any cards, the moon doesn't actually attack you directly, only actually attacks your other cards. So the moon can't actually beat you. You just gotta have enough cards to be able to kill it, you know? If you run out of cards, then the game basically just doesn't go anywhere. So there we go, we finally put the Kraken down, 7 damage, plus the geck for 2, and that's Leshy. So thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider dropping a like and subscription, and check out one of these other videos maybe. Who knows? Anyway, we'll see you next time. Bye.